Hey loves, welcome back to my channel.
Hey guys. Hey guys.
So today's video is actually a video that I started when I was 1 month postpartum from baby girl.
Oh no!
But I didn't post it back then because I wanted to wait till I was 3 months postpartum, which was actually yesterday. Yesterday baby girl turned 3 months. I just wanted to see how my postpartum went the first 3 months. I wanted to make this video like a postpartum update. I didn't end up doing like a postpartum video or like really vlogging much during my postpartum journey. I am now 1 month post-op from baby. She just turned a month on Saturday. But first things first, today is October 18, and yesterday I actually had my first like mental breakdown. Like I was just so, I don't know, I just felt so frustrated, so overwhelmed, so like I just can't anymore yesterday, and I just broke down. It actually happened when my husband got home, but like I was already feeling like some type of way since the morning. But then when he got home, I don't know why, I just like it just finally came out, and like I just started crying. And today he came home with roses. I thought that was so cute. Thank you, babe, if you're watching this. Yesterday, like, you know, like he talked to me, like he always talked to me just because he knows that with Mateo I did like fall into depression, and of course we don't want that to happen again. So yeah, yesterday he just talked to me, make sure I was good and everything, until he came home with the roses for me. But anyways, let me sit down because I'm tired, girl. Okay, it's hot in here. But anyways, back to the postpartum update. So basically I feel like not much like crazy happened in my postpartum in the first month for me to like take the phone out and like vlog and like let you guys know. I thought that I was feeling like good and like
Hey guys.
I could get Mateo is vlogging on Dad's phone now. But yeah, I thought that oh my god, girl, let me get it. So yeah, as I was saying, I thought that I was feeling good. So when baby girl had her first appointment, which is like 2 days after you're born, after her appointment, I didn't want to go home. I just felt like I needed to get out the house. So I was like, let's go to Target. Normally I would just send my husband, but I was like, you know what, like I'll just go with you. And so I was at Target, and this was 4 days postpartum. So we went to Target. It was still like hard for me to like walk fast because I still felt like a lot of like soreness and pressure down there, since a lot happened obviously. But I know how to walk slowly and just take it slow still. But that's what I was doing, but I still wanted to get out the house, you know. But later that night, I remember that I was with the baby downstairs, and I just started feeling like my heart was beating like so slow. And I remember that I started moving to see if like it would like, you know, like go faster or something, or like I was tripping, or I don't know, maybe I was like falling asleep. And nothing, like my heart still felt like it was going so slow. And at home I do have an oximeter where you could check your heart rate and your pulse rate, and my heart rate was like in the 40s, so that's super low, you guys. And I started freaking out, like I was low-key like trying to like stay calm and not have a panic attack. But just seeing how low my heart rate was scaring me. So my husband came downstairs, and I was like, I don't feel good, like I think I need to go to the emergency room, because not that long ago when I was pregnant I had seen I was listening to a podcast, and this mom was talking about how she had to go to the emergency room because her heart rate was so low, and it was just, and basically the cause was that she was just so exhausted from being being a mom and just having to wake up a lot and like being like very low on sleep. Just because you're tired, her heart was just beating so slow. So that stuck with me, and when it happened to me, I was like, oh my god, like that's what I thought right away. I was like, okay, I'm just super tired. And I ended up just calling the advice line because in the emergency room they take forever, and I don't want to be there for hours and hours, and like the baby's not alone, right, because she's with her dad, but I don't want to be there forever and ever, and like just worried like about the baby, because it was only 4 days in. So I decided to call the advice line, and they ended up just saying because when I was on the phone with them, they told me to check my heart rate again, and it was normal. It was back on the 70s. So the fact that I was feeling back to myself, or at least normal, and it wasn't low, made them reassure me that I could either go in just for my peace of mind, or I could wait till tomorrow. But that they didn't think it was necessary for me to like worry. And I ended up telling my husband about the podcast I listened to. So that night he ended up taking full shift, and I slept all night long. And honestly, I think that's all I needed. I just needed to sleep and like really rest to feel okay, or for my heart to like beat normal. And that was that. But it was really scary at first, because I was like freaking out, because like your heart is the big deal, you know. But besides that, you guys, nothing else really happened. I stopped bleeding at 2.5 weeks postpartum. My bleeding was pretty normal, nothing too crazy. And like you guys just saw, the first month was just I don't want to say easy, because it's not easy, but nothing like crazy happened for me to like vlog and show you guys. I just wanted to like really like take, how do you say it, like really take in the moment of and spending it with like my last baby, because it is my last baby that I'm having, and these moments go by so fast. So I really wanted to just enjoy it, and like not have to worry about vlogging it, even though now I guess I could have vlogged it and just have it for memories, but you guys know what I mean. But anyway, I didn't end up having my postpartum checkup appointment until November 1st, and thankfully everything was fine. I healed really good. I actually didn't tear when I had baby girl. If you guys watched my labor and delivery, I explained how I had the option to get stitches or not, because I didn't really rip, and so that was an option, but I ended up telling the doctor to just stitch me up just in case. And then on November 12th, I actually did end up getting my period back. And when it happened, at first I was kind of like, okay, maybe it's still like bleeding from my postpartum. Like I was just trying to think of any other reason besides being my period being back. But then even like during my first month of postpartum, or basically after the 6 weeks, you shouldn't bleed after the 6 weeks. So I was a little like shook about why I was bleeding. And then also because it was pretty heavy, and normally my periods are not heavy at all, and I'm not the type of person to get like cramps like that. Like I'll get like a baby cramp here and there, but cramps like to a point where they feel like almost like labor pain, like I do not experience that. But then I guess it did turn out being my my period, because it did last like maybe like 5 days, and normally before the babies my periods did last about 3 days, 3 to 4 days. 5 days never. Like 5 days, it lasted 5 days or up to a week, like when I first got my period, like when I was like really really little. But then December 12th just passed again, and I got my period on December 12th. So I guess that every 12 TMI, not me telling you guys my period dates. So basically what I'm trying to say is that once I got it on the 12th, I was like, okay, I guess it is my period, because it's now like every 4 weeks, you know. But when I did get it in November, I was kind of sad, because I was breastfeeding, and I was like, oh my god, like I know that when you're breastfeeding you don't get your period until you stop breastfeeding, because of like all the hormones and all that stuff. So when I got my period in November, I was sad, and I was like, oh my god, I think my milk is like slowly like going away if I'm getting my period, you know. So that's another thing. I did stop breastfeeding at like 2 months, 3 weeks, like a little less than 3 months. And I'm sad, because I really really wanted to breastfeed her at least 6 months. But I guess that was not the plan God had. So yeah, I'm really sad about that. That I'm not breastfeeding her anymore. I really loved breastfeeding her and just creating that bond with baby girl. Not me about to cry. But yeah, you guys. So yeah, yesterday I hit 3 months postpartum on December 14th. And I can't believe it's been 3 months. Like, I wish babies can grow slower, because this age, like them being a newborn and then an infant, and like just being tiny and a baby, like where they can't crawl yet, is just like so cute. It's just something else to be able to just squish them and like just smell their feet, their neck. I know a lot of people hate that smell, but I love it. Like, I am obsessed with that smell, and I don't care what anybody says. And it just makes me sad that I won't be able to experience that anymore. You know, God willingly, maybe one day my kids make me a grandma and I could do that again, but it's still so far away. But until then, like, I feel weird doing it like on someone else's baby, you know. That's just weird. At least I think so. So yeah, I'm just enjoying baby girl to the max. And I think that's pretty much it for the postpartum. Oh, you know what? There's one thing I was gonna tell you guys. So in the Hispanic Latin community culture, or whatever you guys want to call it, when you have a baby, you're supposed to do something called a cuarentena, which means 40 days. And for 40 days you stay in your damn house. So I guess there's different rules, okay? But basically, I grew up that basically for 40 days sorry I keep moving the phone. I'm all trying to like talk, like I'm moving my hand, because like my hand falls asleep since I'm holding the phone with my hand. But anyways, yeah, so basically for 40 days you stay home. Like, after having the baby, once you come from the hospital, you stay home. Like, you can't go out. Of course you have to go to like the mandatory appointments, like for your baby and stuff. And like, if you do go out like for an emergency like that, you have to like really really cover up yourself. You have to put like cotton balls in your ears. You have to like cover your head. You have to put like a really big jacket, even if it's summer, because then you'll get back pain for the rest of your life, and like all this shit, right? I'm gonna say it, all this shit, whatever, I don't care. And I'm not saying I don't believe it, but I feel like there's some parts that are just too much. How do I explain this? Okay, first let me just explain what it is, right? Like, okay, basically it's 4 days. You stay your ass home, girl. For those 40 days, you don't pick up anything heavy. Like, you have a toddler, you have to eat like basically just like all those like soups. Like, you know, you can't have a hamburger or a pizza. You have to like have like a really good, not a diet, but you have to eat like healthy. So, you know, you have to eat caldos, like things with like liquid in them, or like foods with liquid in them for those 40 days. You have to really cover yourself, especially your back, whether you had a natural or an epidural or not, or a C-section. What else? The cotton in your ears is one thing. For something called punzadas. I don't know how you explain punzadas in English. So if you know what punzadas, if you know how to explain what punzadas is in English, comment down below so someone can read that. You just have to really take care of yourself, and if you don't, there will always be an older Mexican mom telling you like, oh, if you don't do it, like when you're this age, your ears are gonna hurt, your head's gonna hurt, you're gonna get headaches every day, your back is gonna hurt if you don't cover up well, and just things like that, right? And especially like if you don't stay your ass home, like, oh, it's gonna be bad for you, like when you're older, your back is gonna start hurting, this and that, right? And don't get me wrong, you know, like I respect everyone who does that, who really I was gonna say who really believes in it. I'm not saying I don't believe in it. I'm just saying that how do I get into it without sounding it like in a what I'm trying to say is that when I had my son Mateo, I did this whole quarantena thing, and I fell into depression. And I felt like when I had Mateo, I had really not much of a choice than to stay home, because he was born in 2020, which was in the beginning of COVID, when we were basically on lockdown. Even though I could have gone like out just walking in the stroller or whatnot, I never did, because I was already paranoid since we got COVID when he was only 16 days old and he was hospitalized. So I was honestly really paranoid to even go outside and just walk, even if no one was outside. Like, that's how paranoid I was. So when I had Mateo, I stayed home for those 40 days because or I think even longer than 40 days. I think up until he was like 3 months, something like that, right? But I stayed home I did my cuarentena with Mateo, is what I'm trying to say. And I fell into depression, and I feel like doing the cuarentena had a lot to do with me falling into depression, because regardless if COVID was a thing or not at that time, I decided to stay home those 40 days and actually do the cuarentena and like cover up and this and that. And it gets really depressing. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, you're just home with the baby. I was just home with the baby. My husband would work. At that time, we were living with my parents at my parents' house, and like both my parents worked, my brother worked, or my brother was away in school, I think, at that time, like on and off. So being home alone with Mateo and like not being able to like go outside or like go to the store or anything like that for 40 days or more was depressing. Like, just imagine being home, like not being able to go outside or anything because of COVID, or because you're just trying to like stay or like follow the rules of this whole quarantena thing, and like you just fall into depression. So that's why when I was pregnant with a big girl, I remember like a lot of people asking me like, oh, are you gonna do your quarantena, this and that? And I was like, honestly, it's not that I don't believe in it. I just feel like it had a lot to do with me falling into depression the first time around in my first pregnancy. And being in depression is it's like the worst feeling. It's just so scary. You feel really, really shitty when you're depressed, you guys. Like, I don't know what's the word to explain it, but it's just a feeling that I don't wish on anyone. Like, depression is so scary. And like, if you're going through depression and you're watching this, like, just know you're gonna be okay. Since I fell into depression after I had Mateo, I stopped YouTube for months and months. And that's the first video that I, not the first video that I posted, but I think that's my third video that I posted. And it's titled Why I Stopped YouTube. And I talk about how like I fell into depression and all this stuff after having Mateo. So go watch that video. It's like my third video that I posted, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, but as I was saying, you guys, depression is no joke. So I don't want you guys to get me wrong. I don't have anything against the cuarentena, or if you do the cuarentena, or if you respect the cuarentena, like that's you know, like you do you, I do me, and it's just everybody has their opinion on it. And but that's my reason why I'm trying to explain my reason why I didn't do cuarentena this time around with baby girl. I just did not want to fall into depression. I actually, after I had baby girl, I actually worked like at 2 weeks postpartum. I started working again, and I feel like that really helped. My plan was to take a whole month off, but I kept getting orders and just getting booked. So I was like, you know what, like, let me just work. I didn't like book myself to a point where like it was very overwhelming for me. I just did like baby steps here and there, as in like just taking little clients, little orders, to not feel so overwhelmed, because I was only 2 weeks postpartum, sorry. So I had to like take care of myself as well. But then I also wanted to take care of myself in the way of like distracting myself, like just getting out the house, working to distract myself. To close out this video, one more thing I have to say. I also did like a few days before, maybe like 2 days before my 3-month postpartum, I did start going through postpartum hair loss. And I'm so sad because I'm going bald once again. Mateo and Angie are made me go bald the same way. And by that, I mean that I'm going bald like right here. And look at this, in my entradas on both sides. It is so bad. Like, I can't have my hair up because with Mateo, I remember that I gave no fucks. But now, like, I feel like Angie did it even worse. Like, look at this bald part right here. I need to get a better lighting so you guys can see, but I'll show you guys another day. But yeah, the beauty of having kids, you go bald. But yeah, you guys, that's gonna be it for my postpartum update. Thank you guys for listening to me, my little rant, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys.